This is One Sentence News, a daily podcast featuring 3 news stories with a sentence-long summary and 1 sentence of context apiece. I'm Colin Wright. It's Monday, February 7th, 2022. Let's talk about the news. From the Wall Street Journal, Amazon breaks record for one-day gain in market cap. Tech and consumer goods and web services and advertising, etc. giant Amazon posted the largest ever one-day gain in market value last Friday, gaining about $191.3 billion in a single stock trading session. This leap was in defiance of larger market influences that sent many tech stocks steeply downward, including Facebook, whose parent company Meta the previous day posted the largest ever decrease in market value of more than $200 billion. And Amazon's gain is thought to be partly the consequence of its near doubling of profits over the recent holiday period, alongside larger-than-expected growth in its immensely profitable and scalable cloud computing and advertising sub-businesses. From the Associated Press, Cyclone pounds Madagascar with torrential winds and rain. Around 45,000 people in Madagascar are estimated to have been displaced by Cyclone Batsurai, which arrived along the island's east coast late on Saturday and continued to buffet locals with strong winds and rain throughout the weekend. Madagascar was already widely impacted by Tropical Storm Anna and a steady wave of rain throughout January, which has made Batsurai's effects even worse. It's still too early to know the full extent of the damage and whether there are any deaths associated with this storm. But the reports that have come in already are pretty grim, with tens of thousands of people forced from their homes, entire towns destroyed by wind and floodwaters, and supply issues plaguing those who are forced to flee and those trying to help out particularly devastated areas. And from Reuters, U.S. labor market shrugs off Omicron surge, economy strong ahead of rate hikes. After weeks of worry amongst economists and government leaders, last week's job report published by the U.S. Labor Department showed that non-farm payrolls were up by 467,000 in January. Employment was up across all industries, and the unemployment rate stands at 4%, which is generally considered to be quite good. This would be a positive job report for any sitting president, but this one was especially well received by those in office and folks worried about the U.S. economy, because it was expected new jobs would be either very low or negative, jobs lost instead of gained. Instead, nearly 500,000 new jobs were tallied, and firm numbers for November and December indicate that 709,000 more jobs were created at the end of last year than was previously estimated. This reinforces other numerical evidence which suggests the U.S. economy is doing pretty well, despite other factors like inflation and the Omicron wave that seemed likely to muck things up, and which still could. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com. And you can support this and other related projects, like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts, at understandery.com.